It's a 1970 455 block. Tapping the front oil galley holes. Test fitting the Ram Air 5s on another block. Marking the center point of the valves with a punch. Steel 4-bolt main caps ready for assembly. Bored 45 over for a 4.195 bore. Making new chamfers for the Ram Air 5 intake valves. Surgery time. I should have did this before I got the block machined. New chamfers to unshroud the intake valves. Tapped for a plug for the dipstick hole. Plug installed for the dipstick hole. Installing SD Performance Mega Brace. Making the oil restrictors .062. Chamfering, deburring, making sure there's no metal. Installing the oil restrictors. Ram Air 5 solid roller. It's a street cam. Cam installed with new thrust plate. Note the keyway is beveled. 4.5 stroke forged 455 crank. Crank installed with BOP one-piece rear main seal. File fitting rings. Note the gap. Eagle H-beam 6.700 rods. Pistons installed. Note the ring spacers. Ring support rails installed. Degreeing the cam at 112 center line. Piston stop to get top dead center. Making the intake gaskets. .350 bore head gaskets are being used. Determining the retainer to seal clearance. CCing the heads, they're right at 76 cc's. There's plenty of piston to valve clearance. Funny to see this piston number 3. It seems to be wrong. Bottom end complete. SPOTTS Performance crank scraper. Note no hole. Triple trap door Canton oil pan. It's a good one. SPOTTS Performance design windage tray. Silicone just in case there's any pits in the block. Pre-oiling the timing chain prevents the stretch. Windage tray and scraper installed. A great setup. This will be where the new dipstick will be located. Dish pistons to lower the compression for pump gas. Short block complete. It's getting there. Big 2.250 intake valves. Love they're in the center. The right stuff around all the cooling holes. No leaks. Same for the top side. Can't have any leaks. Solid roller lifters getting installed. Note the oil restrictors. It's starting to get real. Getting the adjustable guide plates in line and positioned. Marking the position for the carb mounting studs. Head was tapped for the heater hose nipple. We're going to have heat. SPOTTS Performance valley pan installed. Test fitting the intake. It still needs to be machined. Initial setup for heater hose nipple for the intake. Oh yeah, it's a Pontiac, all right. Checking clearance for the push rod through the push rod tubes for the intake. Another check for Valvetrain geometry. Oil filter adapter is plugged. All the oil will be filtered. Getting ready for paint. One more check for clearance of the push rods for the intake. Lash caps installed. Still need to weld the guide plates. Guide plates welded, ready to go. Setting the lash for the solid roller. Valley pan gasket glued and dry. Rocker arms clearanced for factory valve covers. Engine's up on my test stand, getting ready to fire it up. Custom Ram Air 5 exhaust flanges. Flanges installed. I'm getting ready to build a set of headers for my test stand. One side just about finished. Passenger side header is complete. On to the driver's side. Just about there. A shameless plug. Pipes Race Pro 3.5-inch babies. Intake flanges are machined and fits without the gaskets. One more cut of 60 and this thing is finally done. Tapping for the carb studs, just about there. Intake's installed, everything's great. Getting the engine primed, getting ready.